All right, good evening, everyone. Oh my goodness, welcome back again on the Speaker Show. Oh my goodness, I am super excited to be here with you guys tonight. And oh my goodness, it's been a very wonderful week. It's ups and downs, but that's what we do. We got to keep going, no matter what it is, we can't give up. We just have to keep going. Stir the energy up and just let it keep going. All right. So, for some of you who don't know, and then we're just joining for the first time, I am the host of the Speaker Show, and my name is Niniola Fatai. Now, the Speaker Show, it's a place of inspiration, motivation, where minds are being liberated through reasonings. Now, on the Speaker Show is a place where, through other people's story, you can actually find your home path. You can find some kind of inspiration in other people's story. You can find motivation in other people's story. You can get you'll find hope through other people's story. And that's why we have the Speaker Show, because we are here to support for accountability, coachability, inspiration, motivation, name it. We are here. And that's why we do what we do in order to support every individual out there to become the best that you can, because we know and we believe that it doesn't matter where you're coming from, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, it doesn't matter your skin color, it doesn't matter anything. You are born for greatness. You are here for a special purpose, and you need to fulfill that. And on the Speaker Show, we are here to support you for your light to shine so bright. All right. So tonight, oh my goodness. All right. Tonight, I am very, very excited about the topic that I'm going to be talking about tonight. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the how I came about the topic, because I feel that in this generation that we are in right now, it is something that we need. Because if you look around you, many things are going on in the world, many things are going on. And the most important thing is if we can guide ourselves and we let that true identity that's inside of us, that empathy to show through, then, we're good to go. But I'll tell you a little bit story before I get into the topic tonight. I saw a clip online and then it actually drew my attention, and that's the reason why I came up with this topic to talk about it. And it actually shows like a boss who actually in the business form would try to one of the team members like wasn't doing well in terms of production, and the result was quite low. And he said to the sale guy, and he was like, you know what, man, your numbers are dropping, and if I give you one more week, if you don't catch up, if you don't meet up, I'm so sorry, like, the job just can't be guaranteed, like, there's just nothing I can do about it. And the other guy, which the sale guy, he felt so sad about it, and he wasn't sure exactly what to do. And which, of course, yes, the next thing is to start working hard. And I look at that situation in a different perspective. That, okay, let's take for instance, if the boss was to show empathy towards the sale guy, and he's like, okay, Don, okay, John, or whatsoever the name is, and he's like, okay, I noticed that your production has been quite low these days, and I'm not sure what's going on with you. And he asks, and he's like, how are you doing? Is everything okay with you? That's some sign of empathy right there. You're not just saying, oh, I can guarantee the job, and that's it. And I will tell you, in the work field, that's what is out there. The boss won't even think twice. There's no empathy out there. So I want you to understand the depth of what I actually want to talk about tonight, because it goes on and on all around us. Now imagine the boss took a different approach towards that situation and encouraged the sale guy, and tell him that, okay, you know what, John, your production is low, but you can do better. What's going on with you? How can I be of help? How can you do better? Let's find different kind of ideas. Try to be part of the situation, or even try to hear the person out, because the truth is that many things goes on. You never know. Maybe probably the person is having issues. Maybe the person is married, have issues with marriage, or maybe have issues with family, or maybe even finance, or maybe anything, or maybe lost a debt. Like, you just never know. But how about looking at it from a different perspective of trying to like relate and understand where the person is actually coming from, and find a way to approach it and do better. So that stuck my heart. And I'm like, this is important to talk about. I don't know what you do. I don't know the kind of job that you do, but the reality is that lack of empathy is out there. But if I ask you now that, do you have empathy? You're going to be like, yes, I do. That's what a lot of people are going to say. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But the reality is that it's not being like, we don't see it. We don't see it. You say you have empathy, and yet you are the same person that is quick to jump into conclusion over other people's situation. You are the first to conclude. You are the first to judge the situation. You are the first to say something about something that you have no idea about the foundation, about what it is. And you say you have empathy. So I really want to break what empathy is. I want to break it down for us tonight. And this is just a moment for you to reflect on the kind of person or how you project empathy in your own personal life. So that way you can begin to use a better approach to be a better person, in your surrounding, among your colleagues, in your workplace, in your, wherever in your community. Because all these little things are just something that we need to practice every single day. All right, so now getting into my topic of empathy. All right, so I want you to understand something. Let's actually even get into what empathy is itself. Because when we talk about the understanding and the connection of it, because we will see empathy to be more than just feeling sorry for someone. It is the ability to truly understand and share other person's emotion, their thoughts, and their experience. It is very, very important, because all these little things are the cornerstone of a meaningful relationship, effective communication, and a compassionate world. And we need to practice all these little things. And we can actually even look at it in another perspective as empathy, a step like the ability to step into someone else's shoes. It's the same thing. So just pick whichever one that you understand better. Feel their emotions and and try to understand their perspective, because I believe that empathy is the foundation of a deep human connection, and the skills that transform our relationship, our communities, and even our world as a whole. Compare it to, like, which I think a lot of people get to mix it up here when it comes to sympathy. Sympathy is different. Sympathy is you feeling for someone, but empathy is you feeling with them. You need to understand the two. It's different. It's different. When you say you have empathy, are you really putting yourself in that other person's shoe? Or you're just feeling sorry for them? You need to get the two. But I'll tell you that as human, empathy is one of the greatest things that defines us, and which every one of us has to strive for. We have to try to become it. If you're not, try to become it, because it's part of our humanity. So if you don't know, look for ways, look for ideas, and that's why we have this here. And another way here for me that I'm going to actually even go deeper into my explanation for you is, see it also like, what is the most important thing when we talk about it? Because I'll tell you that empathy, it actually even require active listening. How much do you listen to your folks? How much do you listen to your friends? How much do you listen to the words around you, to the little things around you? How do you respond? Because if you cannot listen, if you cannot create that habit to listen, then I don't know how you can have empathy. Because if you don't understand them, how can you have that empathy? You can't. So in order for you to have it, the most important thing is you need to listen. You need to listen. Actually, even another thing is understand their emotion atonement. Very, very important. And most another thing is, the willingness to actually even withhold your judgment. Can someone call you today and tell you all their problems because they know that you are that safe corner for them, you are that safe space for them? Because if someone can call you and count on you, that this person got me, and that got me is not just based on any other thing, but the fact that I am safe with this person. If someone can call you like that, you need to recheck yourself. You need to ask yourself some deep questions. I'm telling you, honestly speaking, I am telling you, because you have to, because empathy, we need it as human. We need it. And the importance of empathy, I'm going to share the important things of empathy for you. Empathy actually build connections. If you don't know that today. Empathy build a very strong connection because it fosters it foster trust, and it strengthen relationship by creating a safe space of authenticity. I'm telling you. The second thing, and the second important part of empathy, is it encourage compassion. Because when we are able to understand the pain of others, we are able to move by helping them in whatsoever or in any little way that we can. And another important thing about empathy, it reduces conflicts. When empathy allows us to see beyond the problem, but rather we appreciate the different perspective. We minimize, like the misunderstanding that we can create. Oh, my idea is better than yours, your ideas is better than me. Oh, you think you're better than me. Oh no, I'm better than you. We don't need to experience all that. If we truly understand what empathy is, if we know and we work and we develop that, don't get confused when people tell you, oh, I have empathy, I'm this, I'm that. Don't get it confused. Don't. Because a lot of people don't practice it. They don't practice it. And I'm going to teach you something today, that can help you to develop empathy. Now, understand something, that empathy isn't something we are born with in a full measure. We're not born with it. It is a skills that we can actually nurture and we can develop inside of us. I want you to understand that. I want you to get that clearly. It's not something that is within. Even though it's within, it's not that at that higher measure for each and every one of us. You got to practice it. You got to practice who you want to become. Very important. And while you're developing that empathy, one thing I want you, that would like to encourage you to work on, is active listening. I said that at the beginning of the show, that you gotta listen. If you can't listen, I don't know how you can understand others. You can actually get a deeper perspective of what they're trying to explain to you. So active listening, it brings true empathy by beginning to listen, not just hearing the words, but you actually understand where their emotions lie, where it's coming from, the reason why the things that they do, the reason why they say what they've said. You just don't jump into conclusion. I'll tell you, it's like Bible, for example. Many people, instead of reading the Bible from, okay, you're reading Psalm 102, read Psalm 102 from beginning to the end. Don't just pick a scripture and we practice that scripture. Oh, verse 1 2, what does it say? This is what it says. We just practice that particular word because is what we want to, is what attracts us, is what catches our attention. And I say this a lot to people. If you really want to understand the word of God, you don't pick a word from the middle. And that's the same thing when it comes to empathy. You just don't pick a word from middle, from what the person is trying to say. You have a better understanding. You listen, hear what they have to say, and try to put it in your own understanding. Make them know that you get them, that you know what they're talking about. So practice this, okay? Practice this. Whenever you're alone, whenever you're just by yourself, when someone speak, listen without interrupting. Focus on their tone, their body language, and feeling rather than preparing yourself to respond to them. I want you to practice that. Take that home today and see what the outcome is going to be. I bet you that when you practice that, you will understand the person more. You will know where the person is coming from rather than just that. A lot of times, I'm sure everyone experienced this. A lot of time, even sometimes when someone call you, you don't even know what the person calls for. Immediately you start talking like a parrot, instead of you to allow the person that has made the call to give you the reason, to say the reason why they've called, either to check on you, either to pass a message along, either to say something. You just jump into the conclusion, oh, whatever you want to say. Oh, I don't have time right now. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever it is. You need to listen. You need to be more patient. More patient. So go home with what I've said and practice that. Now, the second thing that I want to tell you is this: when you are developing empathy, very important, okay? Ask open-ended question. Asking thoughtful question actually helps others to express themselves more, and it shows genuine interest in their experience. Ask questions. Say something. If you don't understand what the person is trying to say, ask them questions so they can explain better to you. They feel like it's a good feeling. You make them feel good. You make them feel okay. You know, practice this. Ask, are you okay? How are you feeling about the situation? Ask questions like I've said earlier on. You need to practice little things, because little things are the ones that become that the big things that would change your life tremendously, that would change your life in a way that you don't even expect. And the third thing that I want to tell you is that I want to teach you when you're developing empathy is suspend every judgment. Suspend it. Whatever you might have that you want to say, suspend it. Empathy requires us to set aside our own interest or our own, you know, preconceived, let me put it that way. Yes, preconceived thoughts, notions, to instead of truly understand someone else's perspective. So suspend your own judgment. You need to. It's very important that you do that. Practice these three things that I've talked about tonight, and you will see that your life will be different. Your perspective towards empathy will be different, and you will attract more people, because people will be able to count on you. People will be able to be rest assured that no, this person have good interest for me, because there's nothing as good as that. There's nothing as good as that. So I'm encouraging you tonight, okay? I'm encouraged, like very important. I'm encouraging you tonight to, to practice empathy. Practice empathy. We don't have it, or we have it, but it's not right there. but you got to walk towards it. You have to, by all means. So now, without taking much of our time, and then please, if you have any question or any comments, please drop it, drop it. If we can answer, due to time or whatsoever, we will always respond to you later on. So please drop your comment, and if there's anything that jumped to you, why this episode is going on, please, if you don't feel comfortable to drop the comment, in the public setting, always send us an email at the speaker show. Sorry, the speaker show at gmail.com. Please send your message there. Send your message. Send your message. It's very, very important, because we have to keep communication. If there's a way that you're struggling with empathy, that you're not sure where exactly that you fit in, we can always walk with you. We can always guide you. We can always be with you, because I want you to understand that you are not alone in this journey. You are not alone. You are not alone. So I don't want you to have that feeling, or, ever even have that thought in your mind that, oh, I'm just all by myself. No, you are not alone. You're not alone. Now, another thing going forward that I want to share with us is, when we build a strong empathy, when we build a very, very strong and powerful empathy, in us, it helps in leadership. Just like I said before, that, being empathetic, like, leaders will inspire loyal and collaborations by valuing their team members, their team emotions, their team experience. So leadership in relationship also, it strengthens our bonds by fostering mutual understanding and trust. And the third one, in society, empathy breaks down barriers of race, culture, and different beliefs by creating a more inclusive and harmony world around us. So practice these things that I'm telling you. Very, 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 very important. Very, very important. Because I want you to be the best that you can. I don't want you to be like that boss that I talked about earlier on. Instead of addressing the situation in a different perspective, rather is looking to just let go of that worker. Because why? Instead of him to show the empathy, the lack of empathy was obvious in his attitude. And as a good leader, you need to work with your team. It's not about you discarding them because you believe that you can always acquire more. You can always, have more people to come in, but by building the people that you have, relationship wise. So I want you to understand something tonight before we round up, that empathy is a gift. It is a gift, because empathy is both a gift that we give to others and a blessing that we receive in return. And this is why I said empathy is a gift. It doesn't go to waste. It doesn't. What you give is what you reap. What you sow. So I'm encouraging you tonight that empathy, it nurtures relationship, heals, enrich our understanding. When we practice empathy, we break bridges, we tear down walls. So it is a superpower. Empathy is the superpower that connects us as human. It heals our wound and reminds us that we are truly, truly never alone in our situations, in our circumstances, in our experience, in our lives. By practicing empathy, you become a beacon of hope. And this is what I always say to people: understanding and love in the world that desperately in this time needs it. When you practice empathy, Be the spark of empathy in your circle. Listen deeply, care openly, and let compassion actually even guide your interaction and your intentions, your sincerity. One person's empathy, I'm telling you this, one person's empathy can make a world a different place. And that person can be you. That person can be you. And I'm gonna let you go with this quote tonight. I'm gonna let you go with this quote tonight. That whenever you are about to judge someone, stop for a second and imagine what it will actually be like if you're in that person's shoe. You will often find that understanding is the bridge to kindness. So I I am in the I'm working towards it. I'm working every single day. Like I said, it's not something that is there. We develop it every single day. We remind ourselves every single day to practice empathy by carrying other people's feeling, by understanding, by truly getting the real in depth of the situation rather than just letting go, rather than just concluding. So that's my word for you tonight. And I hope that, like, this teaching is short, but I hope these has been able to inspire someone one way or the other, because I feel that if we can practice it, we can make the world a different place. So, like I said, for some of you who are just joining, the speaker show is a place of inspiration, where motivation and where minds are being liberated through reasoning. We're here to support you. And if there's any topic that you would like us to talk about, please send us an email. Drop it. We would definitely talk about it. If there's a situation that you would like us to deal with, contact us. We are here for you. We are here to support you. You are not alone. You are not in your race alone. The speaker show is here to make a difference with you. And I just want to say thank you so much for your wonderful time tonight. And it's been great. It's been great. And we're coming to the end of the show. We're coming to the end of the year, and I just want to say, and I'm still going to have a separate show to appreciate each and every one of you. But I'm using this opportunity to say a very, very big thank you to each and every one of you who has been dedicated, who has always support the speaker show. You guys are wonderful. Without you guys, we can't keep doing this. We can't continue this. But because of your wonderful, 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 amazing support, that's why we keep going. So trust me, in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna be having a very, very strong end of the year. Like, episode show, we are gonna be having that. So I want you to come prepared, for the next 3 weeks that we have right now. So we have three more to go for 2024. Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. 3 more Fridays to go. Oh my god, I'm super excited. And we have something prepared that we're preparing for you to get you started, to get you ready. See, it doesn't have to be exactly end of the year before you start planning for your 2025. So we want you to get ready, start steering everything up, start having your plan, start having the things that you want to do. A time for reflection, from beginning of the year to where we are right now. So it's time to start preparing for that 2025, that great things that you have, that you've planned. So the speaker show, trust me, the next couple of weeks is going to be a very, very great section. I'm sure most of you remember how we closed 2023 last year. It was amazing. So get ready for this year. This year is going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. So come prepared. We are going to hit it real hard. All right. So I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week. I remain your host, your one and only Niniola Fatai. So everyone, thank you so much for joining the Speaker Show. One thing before I go, I want to tell you, please do not forget to share the videos with your loved ones, with your friends and families. Please share with them. You can inspire someone's life because you don't know the situation they're going through. You don't know what their life is. You see everybody smiling, but you don't know what's behind those smiles, what's behind those closed doors. So I want to tell you tonight that please, please, please share with them. Even the people you're not talking to, share with them because you never know. You never know how you can be a blessing to their life. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. You guys are amazing. And I will see you next week. All right. Have a very wonderful evening. Bye now. Until next time. See you.